Coach Jay back at you with another video. Just wanted to talk about Jaime Munguia and Gabe Rosado's fight on the zone tonight. Compelling matchup for both guys. Very pivotal fight in their careers. Gabe Rosado is a veteran, has been around for a long time, but has kind of had an up and down career. Really hasn't achieved, the highest level against the highest competition. So it's kind of always been like maybe a B plus, maybe B or C fighter at times, versus Jaime Munguia, who's kind of seen as the next big thing, but kind of had some ups and downs in his fight career thus far as well. Had opportunities to really show off his skills, but maybe show some defensive liabilities and things like that. So this fight between them is kind of a crossroads between a veteran and, an up and coming contender type of fighter. So what do I think of the fight? I think it's good for both. Rosado came off a good win, a good knockout of the year last year type of fight. It's showing a new resurgence in his career, training with Freddie Roach. So, it's good to see that, a guy like him who's kind of had an up and down career can really have a second career, if you will. He's always been a game fighter, comes to fight, but maybe at times just hasn't had that next tier level of skill or strategy. And I think that's the key, is like he's been fighting with more of a strategy. And I think that will prove to be what will make or break his career in the second half of his fight career. Jaime Munguia has kind of been on the same path. Both guys are very offensive-minded fighters. Defense is not something they hang their hat on, and it will play out in this fight to see who will have that edge. And I think it's not going to be a matter of who has the better offense, but a matter of who's going to implement their strategy better in the fight. So it will remain to be seen who will. But if I had to bet my money, I feel like the young guy is probably the one to do it. He has more room to grow. I think Gabe Rosado, although he's shown some growth in his career at this point, which we wouldn't expect him to have. I don't think that I see him coming forward too much too often. And I think that will play into the style that Jaime Munguia has as an offensive-minded guy. Gabe Rosado is more likely to be on his back foot than Jaime Munguia will. Jaime Munguia has shown an evolution to box better and use his legs, but I think that he's better coming forward, and I don't think that he will try to go back. Even if he's using his boxing skills, he's not a guy who's actually backpedaling. He's more or less changing angles, if that's what he'll do. So if I had to give the edge to anybody, I'm going with Munguia on this one. I think the keys for Gabe Rosado is that if he is going to be the backpedaling guy, he has to be very, very smart. He's got to drag, Jaime into deep waters, into the later rounds, and then do his best to just, maybe wear him out, pick him apart, outbox him if he can, just score, score the points and pile it up. He doesn't want to get into a firefight with them early. But the same is true for Jaime. He doesn't want to get into a firefight with Gabe because, he gets caught with something, just like Gabe did in his last fight, and then it's a knockout. So, you got to be very careful. I think strategy is going to play a key, role for both guys. Both guys have to have a strategy, because they could just be, the two warrior type guys that they are and just go slug it out. But that's a risky proposition, and I don't see either one of them being successful doing that. At least not as the primary way to fight. So you gotta have a game plan. You gotta go in trying to, for Jaime, you gotta break down Gabe. Break him down with volume, break him down with pressure, put Gabe on his back foot, make him go back so he's not on his front foot, throwing bombs. And I think that will slowly get the win for Jaime. So it's going to be an exciting fight, a pivotal fight. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you like what my content is about, like and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next. All right, peace.